two, three.
Yep. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Without love in your heart, without love by your side, without.
But what if I told you that sometimes to truly live, you need to move even faster, away from the familiar, away from the comfortable, into the vast tapestry of experiences that the world offers to those brave enough to seek them. Take a moment, breathe, feel your heartbeat. This is where our story begins, not with a destination, but with a pulse. And a rhythm that calls us to explore not just the world around us, but the world within us. Picture this. It's 7 am in Mumbai. The local trains are packed like anything, carrying millions of dreams to glass towers and concrete jungles. In Bangalore, software engineers stare at black screens, building digital worlds while forgetting analog beauty outside their windows and missing the poetry of their own streets. This is our reality. 1.5 billion people, everyone carrying stories, dreams, and an invisible weight of expectations. We wake up, we work, we sleep. We scroll through Instagram stories of distant lands, double tapping on sunsets we will never see, beaches we'll never walk on, mountains we'll never climb. This irony is heartbreaking. We live in a country where you can eat different cuisines, speak different languages, and experience different climates, everything within a day's journey. Yet, we remain prisoners of our own routines, believing that adventure requires a passport and that transformation demands foreign soil. This desire, this wanderlust, philosophers call it the beginner's mind. That beautiful state where everything becomes possible because you approach it without preconceptions. A child seeing the ocean for the first time doesn't analyze the salinity or the wave patterns. They simply experience wonder. And guess what? This desire grows stronger. You start noticing things you never saw before. The way light falls on the ghats of Varanasi in old photographs, the stories hidden in the waterfalls of Meghalaya, the silence that lives between the peaks of the Himalayas. You realize that travel isn't about Instagram stories or Facebook check-ins. It's about collecting moments that change you, experiences that expand you, encounters that remind you that the world is vast and you are both infinitely small and infinitely significant within it. This desire becomes a hunger, not for food, but for life itself. For stories that will make your grandchildren lean in closer. For memories that will heal you when you're old and grey. For the version of yourself that exists only when you are completely outside your comfort zone. But then, reality hits like a Mumbai monsoon. The conflicts begin, not with the world, but with ourselves. The voices in our heads sound like a committee of concerned aunties. How can you spend money on travel when you should be saving for a house? Travel is for rich people, not for middle-class families. You have responsibilities, you have duties, you have a reputation to maintain. In the movie The Matrix, Morpheus tells Neo,
I thought it wasn't real. Your mind makes it real.
our barriers are not made of stone or iron. They are made of fear masquerading as practicality, doubt dressed up as responsibility. The conflicts multiply. Family expectations versus personal dreams, financial security versus experiential wealth, social approval versus authentic living. You look at your bank account and calculate how many months of EMIs equal one trip to the mountains. You count your annual leave days like precious stones, knowing that spending them on travel means missing monthly status calls, disappointing bosses, explaining yourself to people who measure success in promotions but not in seeing the world. Time becomes your enemy. Maybe next year, you say. Maybe when I get promoted. Maybe when I save enough. Maybe when the kids grow up. But here's the truth that hurts. Maybe never comes. This tomorrow is a country we might never visit. You start living vicariously through travel vloggers and YouTube channels. You know more about the places you have never been than about neighborhoods in your own city. You become an expert in destinations you'll never reach, a scholar of experiences you'll never have. Sean McGuire tells Will Hunting in Good Will Hunting.
You're just a kid. You don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about.
But sometimes being a kid again is exactly what we need. Sometimes wisdom means admitting we don't know who we really are until we get lost in places that force us to find ourselves. The change begins with a single breath taken consciously. Mindfulness teaches us that transformation doesn't require dramatic gestures, it requires presence. Being fully awake in this moment, this choice, and this possibility. The change is both sudden and gradual. Sudden because it happens in a heartbeat. The decision to finally book that ticket to your dream trip. Gradual because you realize you have been preparing for this moment your entire life without knowing it. You start small. Maybe a weekend in Rishikesh, maybe a solo trip to Hampi, maybe just saying yes when a friend invites you to explore the flower market of your own city. Every step builds courage for the next. You begin to understand that travel is not an escape from life, it's a return to it. Every new place teaches you something about yourself you never knew. Every challenge on the road builds muscles in your character you did not know existed. The change is uncomfortable. Growth always is. You will miss familiar comforts, you will make mistakes, you will get lost, literally and metaphorically. You will have moments of doubt where you wonder if everyone who told you to stay safe was right. But then, you will watch a snowfall while riding in Sela Pass and you will understand why it's called the icebox of Arunachal Pradesh. You will hear monastery bells echoing across the mountains and you will feel something ancient stirring in your soul and you will remember what humanity really means. The result is not what you expected. You thought travel would fill you with experiences, but instead, it empties you of everything you thought you needed to be happy. You discover that joy isn't manufactured. It's uncovered. It was always there, waiting beneath layers of expectations and fears. Like Mr. Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption says,
Get busy living or get busy dying. That's goddamn right.
But the living you discover is not frantic or desperate. It's mindful, present, deeply aware. You return to your city, but you're not the same person who left. You see magic in places you once considered very ordinary. You find stories in people you once overlooked. You carry peace from the mountains into the chaos of traffic. You bring the patience of small town conversations into the urgency of big city life. You become a bridge between worlds, between the mountains and the plains, between tradition and modernity, between dreams and reality. You carry stories that connect strangers. You possess patience that calms chaos. You radiate the confidence of someone who has been lost and found their way back home. The most beautiful result, you become someone others want to follow, not because you are leading them somewhere, but because you've learned how to be present wherever you are. You become living proof that ordinary people can live extraordinary lives. That dreams are not luxuries but necessities. That the world is vast and welcoming and full of teachers, disguised as experiences. As our beloved Captain Jack Sparrow reminds us,
The only rules that really matter are these. What a man can do and what a man can't do.
travel teaches you that every challenge is an invitation to grow. Every difficulty is a doorway to discovery. Every ending is actually a beginning in disguise. The journey never really ends. Even when you're not traveling, you're still moving. Through time, through growth, through the endless adventure of being human. Mindfulness teaches us that every moment is a destination if you're fully present to receive it. And your journey begins with one single step. So, here is the question that matters. When will you take yours? Your story is waiting to be written. 1 mile, 1 moment, 1 mindful breath at a time.